Hi. Well, good afternoon. We are an action research group of 7 practitioners, and we're across 4 colleges in Birmingham, Herefordshire, Shropshire, and in Warwickshire. And our research focused on the use of physical algebra tiles and if their use could deepen the students' understanding of solving equations. But before we begin, we have a couple of questions for you all. And we're going to ask you if you can go to menti.com, and in the chat there should be a link there, and the number for you to type in is 6253. We'll put that in the chat as well, 0782. So if you go to menti.com, it asks for a number, and it should come up as the number you put in is 6253 0782. It is on the screen now, but it's quite small. And the question we're asking you is to think of 3 words that would use to describe how you feel about using manipulatives in the classroom. Visual staying there. Excited is staying up there. Nervous is still big though. Visual still in the main one. Excited, useful, unsure, wary. Some of those are a bit small. 22 people so far. I don't know how many people are in the room.
Unsure is a good one, isn't it?
Nervous, yeah.
We felt that way. Yeah.
Many people are in the room. I don't know, about 28 there. Nervous has come up big, engaging, visual, excited, useful, interested. Well, that's good. Hopefully you will remain interested. 53 in the room. This is a very useful tool that I think we all used in lockdown to see if our students were actually still there. 29 out of 53. I think we might be stopping now. I don't think there's any more. So thank you for that. We've got another question for you, just one more that should come up next in your Mentimeter. The next question in the same room should be the next question. Bear with us. Few tasks. It's much easier. I think that's pretty much, wow. Okay, I think that's the 29 people we had engaged already. Okay, well, thank you for that. Thank you for participating. When we started our initial discussions as a group and deciding what we wanted to research, we explored different areas of mastery that we thought required further investigation. And identify gaps in our current research, so we could develop our own particular pedagogical toolkit. We had all heard, we were 100% had all heard of algebra tiles, but only 2 of us had actually dabbled with them in a very limited way. And these on the screen now, we've got some of our initial reservations and our concerns, which we also found were reflected in some of the literature reviews we did on algebra tiles. But so in our first cycle of research, we decided in order to embrace the challenge of algebra tiles, because we were all a bit nervous, we will all happily admit, it was putting us out of our comfort zones. So we could go into the growth zone, as been mentioned on a lot of the videos today. So we watched went away in our first cycle, we watched YouTube videos, we made some handmade ones and tried them with students, we used virtual ones, we had a little bit of CPD from the lovely Martin Newton, the bloke from Stoke, and we also started to try and think more about some of the pitfalls that were coming up, particularly the need to ensure that students understood the concept of 0 pairs. And we worked together, supporting each other, But overall, we were embracing that challenge to upskill ourselves as much as trying to help the students, and trying to re-establish the benefit, having been out of the classroom for so long, of actually using manipulatives in the FE environment and returning to the traditional concrete, pictorial, abstract model of learning. We actually were able to invest in some zero pairs, in some algebra tiles for our main field work. And we had to do this because there was no real uniformity across the IT provision in the 4 colleges. But we found from our first round of observations, again, that students familiarising students with the tiles was essential, taking that time to get a good understanding of zero pairs. We used whiteboards and purchased double-sided tiles. The reverse is red and considered to be represent the negative value of each tile. This provided the opportunity to strengthen our learners' understanding of directed numbers. This student has successfully applied their knowledge and understanding of algebraic notation to set up an expression using the tiles. And as you can see, they're also beginning to recognise zero pairs. When the student removes a yellow with a red, she is identifying a zero pair. One cancels out the other. In this picture, we have the student has applied their understanding of zero pairs again to start solving equations, which is the main focus of our research. The use of the whiteboards facilitated low stakes learning, and we observed high levels of engagement and a willingness to take risks and make the essential mistakes they needed to. Again, the student is demonstrating the technique of zero pairs. I'm hoping you can hear the sound on this video now when we play it.
Tell me how you represented this thing.
Yes, 1x green and 4 yellow equals 9.
Yeah.
If I add 4 for green, for red,
Yeah.
and another side for red,
Yeah.
and take 4 red together.
Why do we take them away? Because what are they making?
Because yellow and red take quality 0.
Well done.
This is 0. This and this.
Well done.
And take this with this.
Fantastic.
Because 5.
Fantastic. Well done. Can we put a solution? X is equal to 5.
Yeah. X equals 5.
Yeah. Brilliant. Well done.
At this point, you may be thinking that all we did was video our students playing with the tiles, but actually we had 3 data collection points. The full data is obviously available in the report, but the headline for us was that we did a pre and post intervention based test, and our students, we had 84% of our students made progress on the from the pre to the post test. We also conducted some qualitative teacher observations to see how the students were interacting with the task and each other, and noted the comments students were making during the lesson. Our third piece of data was to reflect upon our own feelings about how we had felt across the whole process of action research and embracing the challenge of using a manipulative we hadn't met before. These were able to provide a richer insight into the impact of the tiles had on our learners over and above just the actual achievement rates. I'll give you a minute just to read those 4 comments. We critically evaluated the observations that we made and the quantitative data and drew a number of conclusions. Our key findings are, I haven't put these in a slide, I'm just going to read them out. Algebra tiles are an excellent way of solidifying the abstract concept of zero pairs and provide students with a deeper understanding of directed numbers. They're an excellent scaffolding resource, which especially impacted the performance outcomes of lower ability students. Our observations showed that most students transitioned efficiently from the tiles through pictorial to abstract working. Some students gained confidence to explore complex algebraic concepts, including quadratics. We found that when I'm just going to play another video here. I hope you can hear the students' interactions. It sums it all up quite lovely.
You can take help from each other. Teamwork. So whatever we do to one side, we do exactly the same to the other.
They've all got different cards here. Different question cards, I should say. And they are differentiated according to where the students are at that time. I think the students on the right have helped each other as well, which is lovely to see. We found that when the students work collaboratively, they engage better and made progress. We would really appreciate your feedback and thoughts and invite you all to return to Menti again, which hopefully we'll have a new code for you. Give us 2 secs. I have to stress that if you do plan to use them, please practice lots on each other. Want to try? Can't wait to try it next year. Thank you all for your feedback. I'm glad that we've inspired some of you. We felt it was essential to have videos of our students rather than just the data, which you can find in our report if you want to munch through the data. I hope you've enjoyed watching the students actually using them. And thank you very much for your time. Any questions?